There's a saying in the Renovare office that we like to share. We say everyone receives a spiritual formation, for good or for ill, and we are all formed in one way or another. And we have recognized through time that so much of that formation takes place when we are children. Some of us have experienced God in our homes in beautiful ways, where Jesus was part of our everyday life, invited to walk with us and live life with us, where God was real as real could be, found in every nook and corner and cranny of our everyday lives. Some of us have experienced homes where there was a deep chasm, where the with God life wasn't a reality, and where children were seen and not heard, or where children were robbed of real relationships with God and with one another because of the brokenness that existed. Some of us as children experienced God at church on Sundays, where our parents would take us to make sure we were receiving our moral grounding. And then we got home and we didn't talk about it. God was at church, but God was not at home. And some of us had homes where God was talked about, but where it was believed that we as children didn't really have the capacity to know God the way the grown-ups around us could know God. Sometimes, even at church, we as children were treated as if we couldn't have a real relationship with God until we reached a certain age or had gone through certain programs. And in all those different places and spaces, we were being formed. Our view of God, the world, and our own lives in relationship to those aspects was being molded and shaped. Some of it was good, and some of it was not so good. Some of it we have spent a lot of time trying to figure out or change. And at Renovare, that is often where we meet people, in the places of their lives where they recognize that something is missing, where they somehow see that there is a need for a new kind of formation. And we love that. We have a passion for helping people discover what it looks like to become more like Jesus. But we've begun to ask ourselves, what if we could start pointing people towards healthy spiritual formation earlier? What if we were able to affect a whole new generation from the beginning? What if? What if we helped people understand that children have the ability and the capacity to know God? Really know God? From the get-go, from the beginning. What if we lived life with our children in such a way that they knew the big people in their lives believed the little people in the world could have a real relationship with God and live in the kingdom right now and practice the spiritual disciplines and celebrate the seasons of the church no matter what their age? This is our friend Lacey. Lacey's a school teacher and a mom and a children's author and a lover of Jesus. She's also a Renovare Institute graduate. And now, Lacey oversees Renovare's children and family ministries. And Lacey knew the little people in her life had the capacity to know God and to love God and to live with God in the same way that the big people in her life did. And she set out on a journey to find a way to help mothers and fathers and grandmas and grandpas and school teachers and Sunday school teachers and aunts and uncles. You get it. She set out on a journey to find a way to help all of us create a space where we can celebrate the with God life alongside our children. A space where we can learn about the spiritual disciplines together and to know more about how God worked in the lives of people in the Bible, and to know that together, here and now, we can all live in God's beautiful kingdom and really know God. And you know what? We were all convinced we didn't need to package this material in the same way as everybody else. There was no need to be flashy or to give it high production value, where we treated our children like they had to be entertained in order to know more about God. Lacey helped remind us that we could help our children find God in the simple things in life, like taking a walk to the mailbox, or a trip to the bakery, or celebrating an empty tomb on Easter, or breathing deeply and slowly and listening for God when we stand outside our front doors as the wind rustles the tree branches. And you know what? When Lacey showed us how we could help our children find God in these ways, we realized that we found God there too, and that there was no need to condescendingly teach the children in our lives about God. We learned that we can share the with God life with everyone. We can live this life together. So Lacey started to write and write and write And she sent it to lots of people, and those people helped write more. And then she and Renovare went on a journey. We took her writings and gave them to families and schools and churches, and she helped them walk through what she wrote. And then they came back and told us what happened. So then we wrote and wrote and wrote some more until we knew we had something beautiful, something very special, very much a gift. Renovare's Life with God for Children was born. And we are so glad for the birth of this ministry material. But more than that, we want to tell you why it is special and unique in a world full of Sunday school curriculums and books for children. You see, the curriculum is based on the 12 disciplines Richard Foster wrote about in the book Celebration of Discipline. The basis for each lesson are the stories of the people who walked with God as recorded in the scriptures. Each of the 57 lessons in Life with God for Children creates an experience between the child and God. Those who teach from it experience God in the preparation and the teaching. The lessons create a classroom community where children and teachers interact with each other and with God. A music CD, a songbook, and a Bible timeline that wrap around the room are all designed to reinforce the lessons and enhance the child's experience with God. We are more excited about this curriculum than anything we've done in a long time. This is truly the next step in sharing spiritual formation with future generations. We hope you will take a moment to find out why we are so excited about this new Sunday school curriculum. Let us know what you think. We want to hear from you.